Hey y'all, and welcome back. Now today we will be reviewing and reacting to another Slap Tam compilation titled This Footage Gets Weirder the More You Watch It. So, you know what? I'm in the mood for a little bit of weird today, so let's get started.
A chilling video uploaded by TikTok user elkakui.tv is making the rounds online, and it may show something deeply unsettling. The clip, allegedly filmed in a town known for narwhal sightings, appears to capture a moment of shape-shifting caught on surveillance camera. According to the text in the video, a local resident had been experiencing a string of mysterious livestock disappearances, goats and chickens vanishing overnight without a trace. In response, they set up a security camera facing the street outside their home. We see a small, shadowy creature moving from left to right across the screen. Its shape is low to the ground, possibly canine or feline in appearance, and it moves with natural, animal-like motion. But just as it passes beneath a streetlight, something truly bizarre happens. The animal appears to rise upright and transform into the shape of a person. In Mexican and Central American folklore, a nahual, sometimes spelled nagual, is a human with the supernatural ability to transform into an animal, often for the purpose of magic, mischief, or spiritual protection. The belief is deeply rooted in Mesoamerican traditions, where shamans were said to take on animal forms like jaguars, owls, or coyotes, especially at night. In some legends, nahuals are benevolent guardians. In others, they are feared as dark, malevolent shapeshifters who steal livestock, cast curses, or cause illness. Whether it's evidence of an ancient myth alive today, a trick of the light, or a viral stunt, this video is undeniably unnerving. What do you think has been caught on camera? Let me know in the comments section below.
Now this is a pretty interesting clip. It's weird and, grainy and just all in all, it makes me think of an old movie. What do y'all think? Like you got the person who can morph from animal to human and back again. It just is very reminiscent of old horror movies and things like that. Just my personal opinion. Whether this is real or not, seriously doubtful, just considering the fact that we really have yet to see full-on proof. We have folklore of beings such as this, but no real proof, so to say. But it's pretty strange. But like I say, this just reminds me of like a movie I've seen before. Now, if any of y'all are feeling the same way and you happen to remember what movie this is from, let me know in the comments below and we'll head on.
A chilling video shared on Reddit by user OKThanks3022 has ignited heated discussion in the community after it appears to show a ghostly figure walking through a restaurant late at night. The clip was reportedly filmed at the workplace of the poster's friend, where the mysterious figure is said to have triggered the motion-activated security system. The footage shows what looks like a translucent, human-like figure gliding silently across the dining area, with no one else in sight. One Redditor observed that the figure also seems to walk right through the tables and chairs and even the walls. Another commenter weighed in with a more grounded take, writing, "It's casting a shadow. Ghosts don't cast shadows." This observation has fueled a classic ghost debate. If the figure truly casts a shadow, could it just be a human intruder walking through the room? So was it a glitch, ghost, or trick of the light? The footage offers no easy explanation, only more questions.
Now, this one's very reminiscent to another video I had did before where it looked like a person was going through, like a ghostly figure going through a fence. And I showed y'all how you could add an overlay a video over another video and cause this kind of eerie look to it. And like one of the commenters mentioned that they had put up that ghosts don't cast shadow. You either have them as being the shadows themselves. You know what I mean? So this one, I feel like is a nice little fine bit of editing where they took the like video footage from the CCTV camera of the interior of the restaurant and just overlaid it with a faint picture of somebody walking. And that's why you can still get that shadow effect of this in the background. But I'll leave it up to y'all in the comments below. Let me know what y'all think and we'll move on.
A TikTok video uploaded by user MQ_Studio17 has left viewers stunned and uneasy. The eerie clip, possibly filmed in China, shows a man exploring a seemingly abandoned building, only to stumble into what may be one of the creepiest moments caught on camera recently.
操你妈！
The video begins with the man boldly taunting any spirits that may be lurking in the building. When nothing happens, he casually descends the stairs, eventually reaching a lower level that is partially submerged in murky water. His flashlight sweeps across the water, revealing only ripples, possibly from movement behind him. He turns quickly, trying to catch whatever might be there, but sees nothing.
有人了！操你妈的！
As the tension builds, the man continues filming. Suddenly, something catches his eye. In a nearby room, a shadowy humanoid figure is clearly visible.
哎，我在那啥呀？啊！啊！
Yet it hadn't been there moments earlier.
哎，我在那啥呀？啊！啊！
The man briefly looks up the stairs, then returns his focus to the nearby room.
啊！
The shadowy shape has gone.
啊！操你妈！
Startled, he races back upstairs.
操你妈！
Eventually, the man descends the stairs again.
操你妈！里有东西！
The figure is nowhere to be seen, but the camera manages to catch another eerie occurrence.
啊！我。
A pale, unidentified shape briefly moving across the water's surface, only to vanish again just as quickly.
在。啊！
Was it a snake, a hand, a reflection? One thing's certain, this is one of the creepiest explorations to surface recently, and it raises more questions than answers.
I'm sorry, but I just can't. I can't believe this one right here. Just a simple fact of if I was in an abandoned building and I saw somebody sitting in a darkened corner and my flashlight happened to hit them, I'm gone. I'm out. Y'all won't see me in that area again until I probably made sure by local authorities that there wasn't anybody else in this building. Yeah, I couldn't fathom actually going back down after visibly seeing somebody. Now, yeah, sure, I've heard voices before, you know, in random areas, like my name being called and things like that. But, you know, to actually see somebody in a spot and I know I'm in there by myself, yeah, I would be more concerned about my safety, physical safety, as opposed to a spiritual safety. If you catch my drift, I mean, I'm just going to be 100% honest with this one. I feel like this is honestly maybe from some sort of movie or like a college project, something like that, because I'm just sorry. I wouldn't go down there unless it was something I couldn't see with my own two eyes, that I just happened to see it when I was reviewing the tape. But this gentleman here, he just seemed like he spotted it before, when he, put his flashlight and his camera onto it. That's when he saw it. He screamed. He ran upstairs. I'm sorry, you wouldn't have seen me anymore. Let me know in the comments below if y'all would have stayed and figured out exactly who was in that darkened corner, because I know I wouldn't have. Let's move on to the next.
A mysterious video uploaded to Instagram by user Putordakorkahini is causing a stir in paranormal circles after it captured a chilling late-night encounter.
Listen, you need to leave now. I'm telling you right now.
According to the post, a man had been experiencing a series of bizarre incidents on his property. On multiple nights, always well past midnight, an unknown woman would appear outside his home, claiming she had come to give him a blessing.
I just came to bless you and your dog.
You need to leave now.
Each time, his dogs would become agitated and restless, barking loudly and reacting in a way they never did with other visitors.
We're not playing any more games. You are agitating my dogs. I told you late at night my guard dogs are out, and they're out.
What unfolded on the latest night, captured here on video, has some viewers asking, was this woman even human?
I'm not gonna be babysitting. You broke onto the property at 3 in the morning.
In the footage, the man confronts the woman from a distance. He calls out, warning her that if she comes any closer, he will release his dogs.
I'm letting them out. Don't come any closer. I'm gonna let them out.
You don't have to let them out.
I'm gonna let them out.
The woman, standing eerily still in the darkness, responds calmly.
They're gonna come out.
I just came to bless you and your dog.
You need to leave now.
He repeats his warning, clearly unsettled by her presence. Once again, she gives the same unnerving reply.
I just came to bless you.
I'm letting my dogs out.
Don't do that.
The man briefly turns away, his attention drawn by his increasingly agitated dogs. But when he turns back just seconds later, the woman is gone.
She disappeared. What the hell?
The strange behavior of the woman and the dog's intense reaction has led many commenters to speculate about paranormal explanations, with one theory surfacing repeatedly. Could this be a skinwalker?
Come any closer. I'm gonna let them out.
The woman's calm repetition, sudden disappearance, and the dog's uncanny reaction have all fueled speculation that this was more than a stranger trespassing. It may have been something inhuman wearing a human form.
Now, somebody coming in the middle of the night to the middle of nowhere always is not having the best interest in mind, if y'all know what I mean. I mean, it's strange. I mean, this area that he looks like he has with these dogs and everything just seems like it's out in the middle of nowhere. And if a person's not invited and they come upon your property in the middle of nowhere, that's just cause for some alarm. I mean, my alarm bells would have been ringing and everything. And, yeah, that's very strange. I mean, did he report? I would like to know more about the situation. Just the simple fact, did he report more? Like, did he report all this to, like, local authorities? Did he, have any signs up that were saying no trespassing? And just, make sure he had his assets covered. How's that sound? And it's really strange to me that somebody would be coming in the middle of the night to want to bless you and your dogs. I'm sorry, but if this isn't staged and this person is kind of what we would call mentally disturbed to come up into a place of residence in the middle of the night, then he really needs to be careful. I mean, you never know. There could be some strange incidents regarding around him, his animals and things like that. I would be really looking out for this person if I was him, if this isn't a hoax. You know what I mean? Because I would have been if it was me, I'm sorry, it's just, this is kind of a bit strange. So if this was me and a person came up onto my property talking about they wanted to bless me and my dogs, and it was the middle of the night, I'm sorry, but you would have a lot more of a interesting venture if you did this. Just saying, it's very, very strange. And yeah, I don't think anything paranormal. I don't think Skinwalker or some crap like this. I'm honestly thinking this could possibly be a hoax. It's just the strangeness of it is kind of weird. But then again, real life can be stranger than fiction. I'm just saying, y'all, because this right here is very unsettling. Just middle of the night type shit. I mean, come on. You know what? Leave it in the comments below what y'all think. Do y'all think he's a mastermind hoaxing this up? Or is he dealing with some really strange person that might just need an uppage in the medication, or they might need to be in another location where they can be kept an eye on? I mean, just leave it in the comments below what y'all think, because this one here, I'm sorry, I would have handled this a lot differently. And if y'all would have handled it a lot differently too, leave it in the comments below, because I'd like to know what y'all think, if maybe we on the same wavelength and all. So drop them in the comments below and we'll move on.
On June 5th, Jessica Ortiz from Southern California spotted something strange in her Ring doorbell footage. Something so unusual, she thought she was losing her mind.
I'm literally going crazy, like I'm losing my mind. And I took the phone to my son, so I was like, can you check this for me? I was like, am I seeing things, or is this... And he's like, Mom, it's an alien, call the police. And
in the Ring video, a small figure, possibly around 3 feet tall, appears to briefly walk across the camera's field of view. At first glance, it's easy to miss, but when paused, the figure stands out. A hunched posture, elongated head, and a strange, almost inhuman gait. Crime scene reconstruction expert Scott Roeder examined the footage and created a 3D model based on the proportions and motion. His analysis estimates the figure is about 3 feet tall, has 2 arms and 2 legs, and appears to be walking at a normal pace.
Most likely, we're not alone here on planet Earth. I think we share this space with beings and creatures that we are not readily able to recognize.
Dr. Sean Payne, a digital imaging expert from UCF, provided a more grounded explanation. According to him, low light conditions and video compression artifacts can significantly distort how things appear on digital cameras, especially Ring and other home security devices. What we see in the camera is not necessarily what we would see with our own eyes. Payne explained, the shape may look weird, but it's likely still human. The camera processing, compression, encoding, and decoding introduces a lot of visual distortion.
What we see really in the camera is not necessarily what you will see in your eyes, right? Because it goes through all these image compression and it goes through the transmission, all these processes.
So while Jessica may have captured something unusual, Payne believes it was more likely a human distorted by tech limitations, not an extraterrestrial visitor. Whether you see an alien, a compressed human silhouette, or just a glitch in the camera matrix, one thing's certain, this video has people talking.
Now, just show of hands in the comments section below. If any of y'all, when y'all first saw the alien on this, happened to think of that television show, American Dad, the alien that lives with the family, his kind of strange waddling gait, his kind of elongated head, and he kind of moved his arms, kind of flapping them around a little bit. Sorry, I just thought of that when I first saw this one. And it's very strange. I can't think of anything that could really exactly be compressed that way by the camera, by the Ring doorbell. I mean, yeah, you do have compression rate, especially when something is moving, because y'all saw how crystal clear everything that was at a standstill was in the video. You know, nice crisp lines and everything like that of their front door. And then, you know, that little corner side, it just happened to have that little bitty, you know, alien from American Dad kind of walk on by. And it's just, I get it, you know, compression rates and everything like that, because we've actually discussed this stuff, you know, how it looks distorted and can create images that aren't necessarily there and everything. But I didn't see anything that, you know, would cause a different lighting and everything like that to create sharp shadows and things like that to distort the figure too much. This one is just pretty strange, you know. I mean, you always can find strange stuff in your videos, especially if the compression rate, you know, just it's kind of a little bit, you know, not a good camera, or, you know, it's just that can cause a lot of distortion, especially with the visualization. You can have a bit of static and everything for that, but it's just I keep popping up with American Dad, and I see it in my head, and I hear it talking, and and it's messing me up a little bit. I'm sorry about that, but yeah, this one is pretty strange. I can't think of an animal that could possibly had walked by that could have created that sort of image, because it was obviously like kind of two-legged and things like that. It wasn't necessarily like a weird, strange like look of a dog or anything like that. So this one's kind of got me a little stumped, you know. I mean, leave it in the comments below and take a stab in the dark at what you think this one is. Let me know and we'll move on.
A Reddit post by user GreenFantastic9004 has stirred up eerie discussion after he shared two seemingly ordinary photos taken during a visit to the Andrew Lowe house in Savannah, Georgia. The poster shared two simultaneous photos taken by his fiancée on an iPhone 12 Pro. The images were captured in the upstairs nursery, which is staged to resemble a historic room from the time period. Although the doll in the photo isn't original to the house, it is a genuine period artifact. Both photos were taken without flash or live photo mode, and upon reviewing them later that evening at dinner, the couple noticed something strange. The doll seated in the room appears to have a different facial expression in each shot. In one photo, the doll has a neutral, serene expression. In the next, taken milliseconds later, it appears to be frowning or showing an unsettling shift. The Andrew Lowe house, located in the heart of Savannah's historic district, was built in 1848 and has long been rumoured to be haunted. Visitors and staff alike have reported disembodied footsteps, sudden temperature drops, feelings of being watched, and shadowy figures moving through empty hallways. According to the museum's lore, the spirit of Juliette Gordon Lowe, founder of the Girl Scouts and daughter-in-law of Andrew Lowe, is said to linger in the home. Others claim that servants or children from the past still make their presence known, particularly in the nursery. Numerous paranormal investigation teams have visited the property, reporting unusual EMF readings and EVPs captured during overnight sessions. So what do you think is going on in these photographs? Is the doll's face really changing? Take another look at them side by side and let me know in the comments section below.
Now, growing up in Georgia, Southern Georgia especially, you know, I have heard of the Andrew Lowe house. Haven't been personally, but I have been multiple times to Savannah. Absolutely gorgeous place and absolutely haunted as all get out. So I wouldn't be surprised about their, you know, their pictures and everything and that type of thing happening and everything like that, because in the nursery of the Lowe house and everything, I've heard of a lot of things that have occurred there. It is a particularly haunted location. which most houses are, especially in the areas, the historic areas of Savannah. What the hell am I talking about? It's all a historic area, to be 100% honest with you. There are a plethora of stories of just the city in general. I mean, it dates back to probably, it's one of the first cities founded in Georgia, and they had a slew of different things happen within the Revolutionary War. There was battles held there. Also, there was pirates and things like that. There's a lot of the bars over there closer to River Street that actually have the old fashioned. They found the drop floors where somebody would be inebriated and they would end up getting shanghaied by pirates. Next thing you know, they're at the bar having a good time with their friends. Next thing you know, they're stuffed in the hull of a ship out in the middle of the ocean. And they have no clue where the hell they're going or what the hell they're doing. So, that area, it has so much history. It's not just, things like you could bring in like pictures or dressers and things like that people buy from secondhand that was supposedly haunted and everything. No, it's the whole city, especially when you get closer to the original 4 squares. Now this whole area is just steeped in, honestly, I'm gonna say it's older than when people came across from Europe and landed there to colonize and everything. Just everything around it is so much older and wilder. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Just walking down the streets, not some of the main streets and everything like River Street, which is where a lot of restaurants and just things to do all are. But when you go more towards like the parks, the cemeteries, the original 4 squares and everything, is really just something about it in the air. It's more electrifying is the best way to describe it. So, I wouldn't be surprised, even if that doll wasn't haunted to begin with, there's something attached to it. Because it is looks kind of to me almost like a reproduction of an era piece, or it could possibly be an original era piece of, back in the day. And a child, you put it in the nursery, it would kind of attach to it, but there's some things that are a lot darker, and I've heard quite a few things that could possibly have connected to it. But, the whole demon thing and everything, I don't really want to go too much into that, but I feel there's something a lot wilder and older than a lot of people realize inside Savannah. So I feel like it dates back before people came over to the New World. There's something about it, it kind of screams older. If y'all ever been into a place like that where it just feels older than it's originally should, 9 times out of 10 there's something there that causes it to make it feel older and wilder and more untamed, and can be a little bit more scarier. I know I kind of went on a rant about Savannah itself, but it's a place I've been to. I absolutely love going. Lots of things to do and lots of things to see there. Tons of movies have been produced there and everything. But the Low House, I've heard quite a bit of things. But then again, you can go and say 9 times out of 10 a house on a certain street has a story to tell within Savannah. And that's what makes it one of the more beautiful cities and more interesting cities. You know what I mean? So it has that kind of city feel, but also a little bit of a laid back charm to it that's kind of makes it a little bit more appealing. So, if any of y'all ever been, Let me know in the comments. Tell me how did y'all feel going on to Savannah? I mean, yeah, I know I haven't talked about the Low House too much, but I do know it's completely haunted. As for his pictures, I wouldn't be surprised if something like that happened. But like I say, if y'all been to Savannah, let me know what y'all thought about it. I mean, me, personally enjoy it, and I like going in there and just feeling that difference, the difference of something a little bit wilder, something a little bit older than what America actually is. So it's just very enjoyable. If you haven't been and you get a chance to, I say take one of the haunted tours they have. They actually have these, it's pretty cool. They got like the trolleys and everything, and you kind of have like it's a pub crawl, right? You got like almost a bartender on the trolley, and you end up telling stories about each little haunted locations, and you get to drink along the way. So, I would suggest that if you do go. If not, take a walking tour or something, and just enjoy it and just really experience the rich history of that city. It's pretty interesting, and a lot of things would surprise you. Sorry, I apologize for kind of being more of like a person who wants to sit there and harp on a good city and wanting people to go for a vacation spot for it. But you know what, that is an area I'm originally from, not from that city, but I do enjoy a lot of things in the state of Georgia, and I miss it from time to time. So when I can get to talk about it, I like to talk about it a little bit. Anyway, let's move on to the next.
A recent video uploaded to TikTok by elkukui.tv is stirring up speculation among paranormal enthusiasts. The short clip, captured at an unknown beach at night, shows what appears to be a ghostly pale figure lurking near the shoreline, leaving viewers both fascinated and unsettled. Look closely and it becomes even more unnerving. The figure appears to move. Viewers say it looks like a mermaid. Whether it's a hoax, a human caught in an odd pose, or something far stranger, the video certainly makes you wonder.
This one we're not really going to go into too much. I know I took a lot of time with the Savannah one, but this one I do recall a video of this that I did much earlier, and it actually gave the full explanation of what these people had seen in it. And this is actually a ocean town in Florida, and it's a statue of a mermaid. I can imagine, looking at it in the distance, and it's dark as all get out. Your eyes can do some kind of strange and crazy things with something like that, and it could appear to make it look like it moved, dealing with the water and things like that. But this one has been debunked, that it is a statue that's actually sitting on a rock, and the surface breaks and everything like that, so it looks kind of more of a kind of like how they have one over there where Hans Christian Andersen was from, and they have the whole thing of like a statue of a mermaid that basically celebrate his book The Little Mermaid. And they have it in their harbor and everything. And this is very similar to that particular statue. And it's nothing more but a statue. So, I just want to go through and get a little clarity on this. And I do recall reacting to a video that actually had the end result of it and showed, oh yeah, by the way, it's just a statue. So we'll move on to the next one, all right?
A recent video posted to Reddit by user SS Shooter has captured the attention of paranormal enthusiasts after a ghostly figure was recorded on a Blink home security camera in North Carolina. The footage, reportedly captured by a friend of the poster, shows a strange anomaly that emerges from behind a tree, only to vanish the moment a motion-activated light turns on. Videos like this are often dismissed as motion blur or frame lag. However, this particular clip complicates the usual explanations. The figure disappears in real time when the light comes on, not as part of a visual fade or glitch. As usual, viewers attempted to explain the strange footage. One viewer thought that the figure appeared to be floating, another suggested it might be a sleepwalking child wrapped in a blanket. But what do you think? Is this a simple camera glitch, or is there more to this bizarre sighting? Let me know your take in the comments section below.
Now, when I first saw this, I honestly thought of the Fresno Nightcrawler. No, y'all have heard about those before, right? It was supposedly like a CCTV footage shot in 2007. Near, like in Fresno and everything. It was just like weird. It had no arms, it had 2 legs, and it just looked so weird. That's very similar to what this looks like right here, right? But I had to do a double take because it said North Carolina as opposed to California or something like that, because I was thinking, oh, more night crawlers and everything. But what kind of also strikes me as strange with this video is, at first, I thought maybe this is something like, somebody's headlight shining or something on like a surface that would kind of produce a reflection like this. And, as the car moved, it kind of moved towards the way the car was. Like if the car was on the left, it kind of moved towards the left because of the way the reflections were and everything. But then when the motion sensor light came on, that kind of blew that theory right out the water, Because if the motion sensor was activated by a vehicle, you would have seen the vehicle, correct? Unless it's invisible, but, we haven't got there yet. But it's just this was very strange. I mean, obviously it captured something because it was just too much of a weird effect and everything with it, how it disappeared so suddenly and everything. And I'm kind of at a loss with this one. This whole video has actually made a pretty good, kind of get me a little stumped. So I'm enjoying these. I will say I tip my hat to Slapped Ham with these compilation of videos because some of them were kind of stumping me a little bit. And, when I was trying to remember the name of the Fresno Nightcrawlers, I came across the other clip. I know this is weird. I want to bring it in while I have it on my mind and everything. That it actually made NBC News the couple of video clips ago that we watched about the woman and her Ring doorbell and everything. This is in California, Southern California, and it looked like, the American Dad alien was on it. Well, it made actually NBC News, and they actually were taking it to, more people who are professionals within the field and everything to study it. I didn't see any more, anything after that or anything, because this is from last year in, June, July, something like that. But I thought that was pretty interesting to note, and I wanted to put it in here. I mean, obviously, this isn't the same video, but it's very similar in terms of, Ring doorbell footage and just the strangeness of everything. So I thought y'all would like to know about that. And yeah, so, let me know in the comments what y'all think this is. Because, I have a few ideas, like I mentioned before, about the vehicle coming through and the reflection and it create that weird light thing. But the motion motion sensor lights have me stumped on it. I mean, for it to disappear like that and you don't see the vehicle unless there's a turn. I don't know how this road is, unless there's a turn and it kind of turned away, but it's close enough to get into that viewing range of the motion sensor light. You know, this one's kind of got me a little stumped. These are the only things I can think of that could possibly happen. But let me know in the comments below what y'all think about it, and we'll move on to the next.
In a series of viral clips that have been circulating the internet recently, we see some rather strange behaviour. As those standing nearby attempt to kiss the person's hand, he immediately pulls it away, creating a rather strange, some might even say eerie spectacle. The figure seen in the footage is actually Crown Prince Moulay Hassan of Morocco. In these short videos, the prince can be seen refusing to allow people to kiss his hand, a tradition long associated with Moroccan royal protocol, and instead opting for firm handshakes, quickly pulling his hand away when someone tries to perform the customary gesture. Hand kissing in Morocco is part of a larger cultural gesture known as takbil, a custom where people show deference by kissing the hands, or occasionally feet of religious figures, elders, or royalty. Over time, this practice became woven into royal etiquette. Subjects and officials would sometimes kiss the hand of a royal as a sign of respect and fealty. However, this custom is not without its critics. Many view it as an outdated symbol of hierarchy and subservience, increasingly out of step with modern norms of equality and dignity. Footage of the prince deflecting hand-kissing attempts has actually circulated for years. Some reports suggest this behaviour dates back to his childhood. In a 2016 video, the then 12-year-old Crown Prince extended his hand for a handshake and swiftly pulled it away when officials attempted to kiss it. Some media argue that Moulay Hassan's behaviour is a way to reduce the symbolic distance between himself and his subjects, signalling a more modern, approachable monarchy. So while the act itself might look strange, in Morocco it sends a strong message. The prince is redefining how royalty and citizens interact, one handshake at a time.
And with this clip, we are at the end of our video. I hope y'all enjoyed it. If you did, please like and subscribe. And like I say, leave me some comments in the comment board. I feel a little lonely right now. So, you know what? Let's go into this video. I mean, it's nothing paranormal. It may seem strange, but, you know, to Western cultures, it's not so, it seems kind of strange, you know, right? Like over here in America, we don't kiss the hand of a elected official or anything like that. So it could be a little bit strange to them that he doesn't want his hands kissed. But to me, honestly, I understand. Nowadays, we know more about germs. We know, you know, we know a lot of things when it comes to, like, you know, hands and touching and, you know, the mouth and everything like that. We do know a good bit about how diseases can spread and things like that, which this probably has nothing to do with his thought process and everything. But, you know, it's just the first thing that came to my mind is like, ooh, you don't know where his hands been, you know. But that's just me. Anyway, what I feel about this is I feel like it's a nice positive move to get out of basically more antiquated notions of ruling and the ruling class. And I feel like, you know, the more he gets people to just shake his hand as opposed to kissing his hand, I feel like things could be better for, you know, the society in general. Because I feel, you know, that's kissing the hand of a monarch a little antiquated. Sorry, my mind's going poop 50 miles an hour, and my mouth wasn't going to catch up. But anyway, I apologize for that. And I'm just saying, I feel like this is a good move forward for them. And I'd like to see more of what happens in the future. But, you know, that's just me. Anyway, like I said, I hope you liked it and hope you enjoyed it. And I'll see you next time.